going to really help out these Hydras and these Roaches, make them very powerful. And this Protoss army is coming in here, going to attack from the north, but these Spine Crawlers are going to cause them a lot of problems, along with this very large Zerg army. Zerglings running in there, nice storm, but it's onto the Roaches. Would have been better to try and target some Hydras out of that one. A lot of dead Roaches up at the beginning, sorry about that, crappy camera control. And these Protoss fleeing here, fairly alright force field as he's retreating here, standing his ground, but unfortunately just surrounded by these Zerg armies and just forced to push back. That Templar being left behind by the Stalkers who just blink away. The Zerg has an opportunity now. There is only 5 Stalkers, 4 more being walked in, but if he pushes quickly this army could easily take out this Protoss. This expansion's not fully operational, but it will still set the Protoss back if he's attacked, but he's just waiting on the ramp. He's researching Burrow and Groove Spines, range upgrade for the Hydras there. And the backup of the Stalkers has come with a couple of High Templar, so he's going to be able to beat this off. The Roaches there, not managed micro, good storm, lots and lots of damage from that storm, another good storm there, bollocks.
And we're back again. I do apologise for that, this Zerg force here being mopped up as some more Hydras come in to back up, Archon being morphed there, good use of the Templars after their done with their energy, and I do apologise for that slight interruption as my phone did go off and I cannot be asked to start this recording again. I'm gonna just take out this Overlord here out of spite. Not enough forces here, and there's speedlings being produced en masse, so these Stalkers will be easily be outdaged, and there's even Hydra support, so these guys, ooh, nice blink down the cliff there and getting away. These speedlings are attempting to chase them down. Burrow research still not done, as well as missile upgrades. There you go, missiles just finishing there, and where's Burrow? Yep, Burrow just finishing as well. But yes, ooh, an expansion coming down here for the Zerg player here, and an Immortal being produced. That's good to see that, but I'm pretty sure there's a few Roaches still being produced, but it's a bit late for the Immortals. They could have been a lot more helpful, and there's also ground level 1 carapace being produced for the Zerg here. So going to get a bit of defense on his side, which is going to help a little bit. But the Protoss here working off 4 warp gates, slowly warping in units, trying to get back in to this game here after what was pretty bad attack in all fairness. It's these Spine Crawlers and the larger Zerg army. Not producing those Immortals, as Immortals would have helped, and Sentries as well. Both things I would have liked to have seen in this Protoss army. Would have probably helped him quite a lot on that one. But no, it's still pretty even. Nidus network being set up there, and this is Lair upgrading to a hive, is it? Oh no, that's just a popping thing. And we got Protoss ground weapons level 2, and a couple of Zealots being researched here. These Zealots are going to get mullered by this force if they do. And the Protoss force moving out across the top here. There's a couple of High Templar in support and a couple of Immortals here. This time there are some Roaches inside there, so these Immortals will be quite useful. They're taking out them if they focus fire them, but again the Protoss coming around the north side here. His ground weapon level 2 is only halfway done, but he's moving in here, going to try and hit this extractor, pissing off this Spine Crawler here, and the Zerg army moving in. The Hydra's moving off the creep for some reason. The Hydras off creep are dead Hydras. Zealot being picked off quite easily there. The Immortals up front. It's, against this sort of army, that's not exactly what you want. This light, quick attacks from most of the forces, but nice storms here, decimating the Zerg forces. Hydras do not have an answer to storm, and off the creep they cannot run fast enough from it. Very bad micro control there from the Zerg player, and the Protoss getting away with this attack, blinking into these Spine Crawlers. These Hydras up on the cliffs here should be attacking from up here. Couple of Stalkers going down there, but a good attack there from the Protoss, but unfortunately there's nothing back at base. There's a couple of High Templars being walked in, some Stalkers, another Immortal being built as well, but unable to really press the attack here. The Zerg does have another expansion, which he's not really producing off of. He's getting the Queen up there, but not much else. His natural is almost mined out, as is the Protoss of Zhains. Ground weapon level 2, yeah, certain carapace, an infestation pit there, going to try for hive tech. Some Ultralisks will be quite powerful here. This Stalker heavy army for the Protoss. The Ultralisk can really rip through there, get some Queen support. but just dedication to Hydras here, which if he's just going to put them off the creep, they're going to get stormed to death. There's a couple of roaches here as well, and some drones as my FPS dies again. I need to find out what causes that. Drones being siphoned off here to this expansion, and a couple of roaches coming from the expansion, so a fair trade there. Still a small force here for the Protoss, but robotics bay being created here now, and ground carapace level 2 for the Zerg, and Protoss ground armor level 1 for the Protoss. Immortal there, but there's a robotics bay coming up, so we could see Colossus after this. No chrono on the Immortal, it's unfortunate. No Carja and crystals either, so but the emergency warping of the High Templar has not really been needed, so might have been a wasted upgrade. The Zerg just continuing to mass here, going for the Roach Hydra, very strong combination. Your short range mini tanks of roaches up front, so most of the hits while your Hydra stay at the back. On attack, unless you have a very nice trail of creep up to your enemy, off creep the Hydras are going to be at quite a big disadvantage. The roaches are very mobile because of their speed upgrade, but more drones being siphoned off to the expansion here. I'm pretty sure Zhains doesn't know about it. He's just continuing to mass up his fort. He's got 2 Immortals now and some more High Templar. These and mainly a Stalker composite force. Extended thermal lances being upgraded, and the first Colossus coming out here. This Colossus will tear through those Hydras like no tomorrow, and there is an Overseer finally out for Shika here. Nidus network being completely unused. There's Overlord back here, and there's Immortal as well. Just chilling out here, I think. Nidus network plus Overlord probably tried to Nidus worm down here, and Zhains probably saw it. The first Colossus is out, second one is in production. Thermal Lancers is over half of the way done. It's a nice way of crapping creeps that people have to kill your overlords before they can expand, so you always know about it. Quite good. Infestation bit here, and it's morphing into a hive. So Protoss shields level 1 being researched, just lots more Hydras, very large force for the Zerg being massed up here as well for the Protoss. This final clash is going to be something epic, and I do think the Protoss is going to win out of it. The storms are going to devastate stuff. The roaches have died to these Immortals very quickly. These Immortals and these Colossus, if protected correctly, will just tear through things. But Hive Tech being researched and the Spire being put down there, which with this heavy Stalker build I don't see how really is. Especially with Blink, any of the Zerg air units will be helpful. Protoss moving in here, going up to the north again. There's only one Spine Crawler not being reinforced as before. These Colossus should get back to the back of the army. If the Zerg comes in now from the side, those Colossus are going to take the full brunt of the attack. The Zerg army is selected and it's moving in. The Extractor's gone down. The Colossus too far forward that range for a reason. Good storms there going down. Lots of damage onto these Hydras, not enough health. And the Colossus are being focused down, but the rest of the Protoss army, along with these storms, tearing through the Zerg. The squishy Hydras not able to stand up for the might. And these Immortals obviously doing a good amount of damage to the roaches. GG coming from Shika there, GG from Zhains. There's a bit of back and forth in that match, but unfortunately the Zerg didn't take his chances when he had them. He had larger forces when he pushed through and stuff. He'd taken those, he could have done a lot of damage onto the Protoss here, but unable to do it. And yes, a little bit too little too late. He had his Hive Tech up, decided to go for a Spire, bad choice there. Ultralisks might have been able to bring him back into that, and he had his 3 bases. If he just held on a little bit longer, lack of micro as well from those Hydras, just dying under those storms so quickly. Observer was finally out here, but not really getting any use for it. But GG to Zhains, good game. Thank you very much for sending me this game, and if you have a game you would like to send me, send it to InvexInbox@gmail.com. You can find that on my channel or in the video description, and I will see you next time.